Highlight reel. All right. On behalf of the Bagleys and the Davises, I'd like to thank you both for inviting us here tonight. On a side note, I'd like to thank personally Jack Davis for abiding by the dress code, because Jack, is the first time in my life I've seen you not in a pastel polo shirt. So thank you, Jack. We appreciate that on behalf of everybody here. But growing up in Watertown, I met Andy's entire wedding party well before I knew him. And going to our junior year of college, Ryan McCarthy, another groomsman, said to me, "Hey, Mark, this kid Andy Davis is transferred to Assumption. Will you look out for him?" And I said, "I'm not sure if I can look out for him, but I'm pretty sure that corner over there could probably show him a pretty good time when he transfers in." So we went to a party the night before we went back to school, and this kid walks in. And right off the rip, I knew I liked him, and I'll tell you why. Number one, he's Irish looking, so I went for one. Number two, he's got two 30-packs in his hand, and I said 2 for 2. Come to find out he's 21 years old, so I'm, oh, this kid's the best. And then he says, he's shorter than me, and I'm like, this kid's the best. I'm no longer the shortest kid in Assumption. So I'm like, all right, this kid's good. So the night goes on, and we celebrated Andy being 21 years old. We'll leave it at that. But as the night went on, Andy ends up in a fist fight with Ryan McCarthy, the very kid that he came to introduce me to. Well, it was a grapple. And to this day, it's always been up for debate who won that fight. But you guys can judge for yourself. The results were Andy had a broken necklace, and Ryan had a broken hand. So I said, all right, this kid is so far so good. He's shorter than me. He's Irish. He's got two 30-packs. And he can hold himself in a fight. I said, this guy's name, my new best friend. So, as time went on, over the next 2 years, we became very good friends. And when neither one of us could get a job in the entire state of Massachusetts, when we graduated college, we moved down to the Providence area together. So, we lived down there for the next few years, and Andy decided to move back home to Boston. He says he picked a job. I say it's because he failed with every girl in Providence. But the long and short is he moved back to Boston. So we kept in touch. He told me about his family. He told me about his new job, and he told me about all his friends. And he always told me about these things that were going on. He said, I met this girl. Her name's Cheryl. And one night he says, let's go home. We're going to go out to this bar in Brighton called the Avenue. I said, all right, let's go. So he goes, meet this girl. We'll walk in there. There's like a couple girls in there. He goes, this is Julie. Julie's in the wedding party. He goes, this is so-and-so. So-and-so, if you're here, I'm sorry. Don't worry. Because then he goes, this is Cheryl. And it wasn't what he said, and it wasn't how he said it. It was a look on his face right there. And it was a look of happiness, and it was a look of completeness. And I knew right then that Cheryl was special to him. And so she had to be special to me. And so, at that moment, every time, ever since then, every time he's mentioned her name, and every time he's talked about her, he's had that same look and that same happiness. And as beautiful as she looks today, I can totally see why. So cheers to you both. Congratulations. I couldn't be happier with you both. Take care.